Alright, this is an older video from Casual Geographics that I have not seen. It's 3 years old. Animal secrets zoos don't want you to know.
Animal
Let's
facts
go!
that zookeepers might not want to tell you. Zebras are one of the most responsible for injuries to zookeepers because they're wildly unpredictable and overall assholes. Life can really go from zero to kicked in the chest if you're around one. And the hand-ribbed ones are the worst because people think they're wild horses when really they're demon donkeys that'll crack your ribs and bite off your hand unprovoked. In a place with lions, bears, and gators, your biggest op could be a pissed-off Oreo horse.
Oh, fucks! But, damn. Zebras be wildin'. Zebras have never been domesticated. They are demons. Damn. Zebras do be wildin'. What the hell? But fox.
If you work with foxes, your social life will suffer.
What? Why? Wait. It makes sense.
Not only do they smell horrible, but the smell of fox sticks to hair, clothes, and skin and lasts weeks, no matter how hard or long you scrub. Getting R. Kelly by a fox is a great way to make people avoid you like the real one.
Nah, I can't confirm. It's so stinky. Yeah, well, average fox. Explains a lot, yeah. Yeah, can't confirm. Kids already catching strays.
Rhinos are the world's biggest and most dangerous puppies. White rhinos will eat out of your hand and they love
Rhinos
being
are
dragged
actually
for a
adorable.
5,000-pound armored truck with legs.
We saw a rhino at the zoo the other day, right? That was a rhino. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Crazy
Have the
armor.
personality of a Labrador. With ducks, you never want to have more males than females. As a rule, you need 4 to 6 males for every female, because if you don't, the males will get aggressive and jump the female. I couldn't find the TikTok, but basically she was saying a female duck lost her eye because during a particularly violent session, one of the males got impatient and ripped her eyeball out. And
oh my
in
god!
water, multiple males could possibly drown the female. If
Like, I knew ducks were brutal, but
it is in water, they could break her bones. Animal secrets zookeepers might not want to tell you, part 2. Anteaters are way meaner than they get credit for, and sometimes they'll just snap and take a life for no reason. Like, even
Anteaters.
jaguars will hesitate to attack them because they're really only one swing away from being a memory. One anteater mauled a zookeeper so badly that she had severe liver, stomach, and lung damage.
ouch. Anteaters are wild. Ducks on Minecraft YouTube? Okay. Okay. A nice grip is? Bro, that actually looks like a strong grip.
And she died. You watch your back if you're in his hood. Tortoises are jaw-droppingly stupid.
Well, they're stupid, but they have a hell of a jaw, man.
If you leave a bucket around them, they will 100% try to make babies with it, and they'll even
What? No!
give the treatment to an extra curvy boulder. Orangutans are evil pickpocketing geniuses that'll steal items of importance and only return them in exchange for food. Sometimes they'll even break up the object and hand it back piece by piece in order to extort more food, which
Damn. Orangutans are too smart? Yeah. Actual... I'm speechless. Just like me, for real, for real. Okay, chat. Okay. They are hella smart, though. Freaking... exchanging the stolen items for food. Wow.
is unfortunate if they steal your phone, and even worse if they steal an animal like an opossum. It's happened. This
He sold an opossum.
isn't a secret, but if you've ever seen a zookeeper cleaning an enclosure and you jokingly said something like, "I wonder what animal that is," I can guarantee you that day you got silently cursed out in ways you didn't even know possible.
Yes. 100%.
Giraffes can seriously mess you up out of nowhere.
I saw, like, me and Exion saw 2 giraffes at the zoo. And they are, at least these 2 were way shorter than I expected. I don't know if, like, yeah, the giraffes gets, like, even taller than that, but those 2 were way smaller than I thought they would be. Really? I thought they'd be way taller.
How fucking big trees get?
Big. Especially in the savannah.
Yeah, but I just barely want to get there. But I don't know how old we're.
It's called shrinkage. Oh no.
Wrong, but,
It was cold, that is true. They're not dinosaurs, kids. I just still... Giraffes are actually getting shorter, I think. Giraffes are getting shorter, yes, as the trees are or something. Oh. Evolution. Who's shrinking out the giraffes? Damn. Our giraffes, oh. Evolution.
Males fight for females by necking, and it's exactly what it sounds like.
Necking?
Sometimes they'll take a swing at keepers not paying attention just to be a dick, and if they connect, they will send you flying. The one day they're not nice is the day someone gets put on CNN. Animal facts zookeepers might not want to tell you, part 3. Koalas are teddy bears with the personality of a chainsaw, and if you have to carry an animal out of its enclosure, you'd have an easier time manhandling a crocodile. They claw, they bite, and they are dicks to other animals. Every time a keeper picks one up, their health insurance goes up. Aquariums will have captive breeding programs for...
Bro, the facts are going by so quickly, but my brain cannot comprehend even.
dolphins, but since they're difficult to transport for mating, they'll use artificial insemination.
Dolphins are artificially getting impregnated. Okay.
Meaning someone gets paid to give Flipper a happy ending and collect the baby maker, and the dolphins are so smart they'll recognize whose job it is, and when they see them,
Oh. No, it wasn't the impregnation. Well, yes, that too, but there's one step before that.
they'll roll over and present themselves. If you irritate a member of the camelidae family, like llamas, alpacas, vicuñas, and of course camels, they don't just spit on you. Zookeepers just say it's spit so you don't totally freak out. What they actually do is regurgitate the contents of their stomach, mix it with saliva, and launch it
That's
in the face of whoever's annoying
disgusting!
them.
I thought they would just spit on you! This is so disgusting!
Piss one off and they'll basically projectile vomit half-eaten grass all over you and dare you to do something
Ew!
about it. Out of all the raptors, turkey vultures are
They're so much worse than I thought they'd be. What the hell?
one of the most affectionate, and
What?
Don't piss them off.
they'll form
Yeah.
strong emotional bonds with their keepers. They'll follow their favorite
Aw.
around, greet them when they enter the enclosure, and even
That's
play with their
adorable.
socks and shoes. If you ignore the fact that they smell like an open casket in July, they're actually pretty cool. Animal fact zookeepers might not want to tell you. Meerkats are the spawn of Satan, and they conduct themselves as such.
Wait, really? I thought they'd be rather cute. What the? Spit Pro Max. Hook
If
to
you know anyone
animal.
who's ever worked
No.
with meerkats, ask them to show you the scars. I guarantee you they have them. They are, no exaggeration, the most homicidal mammals on the planet that aren't humans. If a zoo announces the death of one of their meerkats and they say it was due to natural causes, it's way more likely that one just straight up murdered another. They're also one of the
Jeez.
worst animals for first-time zookeepers because if nobody warns them, they'll think they're cute and cuddly and try to feed them by hand. And that is exactly how you go
Yeah.
to bed with less fingers than you woke up.
Not nice.
Most keepers understand
Not
their
nice at
animals
all.
so well that they have no problem being in the same enclosure as tigers, leopards, and bears. But there's one animal that seems to universally scare everyone. Ironically, cassowaries are shy and introverted in nature, but during breeding season, sometimes these hell turkeys decide to catch a body. They are one of the most dangerously unpredictable animals you'll ever be around.
This bird makes me believe like 100% there used to be dinosaurs. Like this is a dinosaur.
Looks like something from Avatar.
Yeah,
Space
low key.
monkey Avatar.
Low key, yeah. Follow. Yeah, absolutely dinosaur, man. Like, actually, though. Not denying. I'm so glad breeding season is not a thing for humans. So many people would be so dumb. Oh my god. Can you imagine the stupid ass mating rituals humans would have? Oh my god. Imagine them like freaking dancing around like some stupid ass birds or some shit. Jesus.
Most zoos won't even let workers inside cassowary exhibits without at least 2 others keeping watch. And they often go in with an attack shield in case this Satan Tweety gets ideas. Orangutans are
The
smart enough
shield.
to get people fired. In Omaha Zoo in Nebraska,
Fired!
zookeepers kept forgetting to lock the orangutan exhibit, and when they would get there in the morning, 5 males would be posted outside. The head keeper forgotten his staff for being careless, but after this happened several more times, he was ready to put someone on unemployment. But it turned out one of the males named Fu Manchu found a piece of wire and hid it between his lips and gums, and when nobody was looking, he used it to pick the lock of his enclosure, and then proceeded to free all of his friends.
Escape artist. Bro, orangutans are so freaking smart. Bro, what? He locked pick himself and his friends out.
It took zookeepers over a week and the threat of being fired to figure it out. Cougars are the biggest pushover of any cat. They're naturally afraid of people, but when comfortable, they'll seek out head scratches and belly rubs, all while purring.
They're
They're
so
basically
adorable.
giant house cats that could turn you into a headline if they wanted to. Secret zoos
I also want to mention sandcats. Sandcats are so adorable, man. They look like house cats, just with a wider face. And they behave completely like house cats, man. They're so cute. I can't. They're so adorable, man.
might not want you to know. Every zoo has a group of animals that are so dangerous they're kill on sight, meaning if they escape their enclosure or attack somebody, zookeepers are taught to take them out immediately. And surprisingly, a lot of big cats like lions and tigers aren't KOS because they would rather tranquilize and capture them. Even silverbacks are tranquilized first, but there's one animal that's kill on sight in basically every zoo. Chimpanzees, because not
Chimpanzees are kill on sight. Okay.
only are they homicidal maniacs and incredibly
Okay.
fast and strong, tranquilizers only piss them off. By the time it kicks in, they could have already chewed someone's face.
What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Scary. Scary as hell. I'd win. Okay, Tuna.
So, if one escapes, somebody has to die, and it's usually the chimp. Sloths can be incredibly vicious. They look innocent, but those
Sloths can be vicious. How? Yeah, what do you mean sloths are vicious?
jaws can inflict nasty injuries on animals and people. Tamarin was once harassing a three-toed sloth, which everyone thought was cute until the sloth clamped its jaws around the monkey's face.
I mean...
By the time keepers broke it up, the monkey had an eyeball hanging out of its socket, and the sloth was covered in blood that wasn't his.
How? Ever see sloth claws? I mean... Okay, sure, but how? Especially with how slow they move.
Tortoises are dicks for no reason. Sometimes if you go in there
Snapping turtle.
What?
Think snapping turtles. Those fuckers are slow, but god damn it, are they angry?
enclosure, they'll block off the exit by sitting in front of it. And since the Aldabra tortoise can be 500 pounds of stubborn, you're not going anywhere. A lot of zoos have to rent pandas for $1 million a year, and it takes another $500,000 to feed them, which doesn't even include medical and enrichment costs.
Freaking pandas, man. Like, sometimes, like, what was it? Like, pandas have to be encouraged to mate. Because they just wouldn't, and they, like, could literally extinct themselves in the wild. Pandas are weird. Adorable, but weird.
It can literally single-handedly bankrupt zoos. Might not want to tell you. Part 6. A lot of animals in captivity become much worse parents because honestly, zoo animals are just worse at being animals. In the wild, a mother may reject her baby due to drought or sickness. Zoo animals can reject them purely off vibes.
Purely of vibes. Wow, great.
Zoo animals also respond way worse to stress, and when a military jet flew over a Sweden zoo, the animals got so stressed and so pressed they proceeded to tear apart and eat 23 of their babies. It was not pretty. Zoos don't buy or sell animals from each other, instead they trade like cards. For example, if you think you would like this bighorn puppy, it'd probably cost you about 20 penguins. 2 lion cubs could set you back 1 grand zebra, and if you have more baby giraffes than you can handle, you could trade him in for a Birmingham.
World's most expensive TGG, I guess. What the hell?
Python, a red-tailed hawk, and a miniature pig. Most zoos are strongly against putting price tags on animals because it can encourage poaching. Except these guys. These bastards are too expensive to trade.
Pandas are too expensive to trade.
Animal escapes are pretty rare, but when a major one happens, everyone basically readjusts their fences and enclosures. Kinda like how in class everybody will change their answers if one kid gets it wrong. A lot of zoos had to readjust their tiger enclosure because 3 idiots decided to taunt one and that tiger proceeded to yeet itself over.
3 idiots taunted a tiger. Good job. Good job. Gotta fuck around and find out. Play stupid game, win stupid prizes, and all that shit.
Can't blame the tiger though. Sometimes natural selection comes with a free meal. Things zookeepers might not want to tell you. You probably shouldn't work with your favorite animal for the same reason you shouldn't share an apartment with your best friend. After 1 week, it'll change everything you thought you knew about them. You like penguins? They smell like Satan's locker.
Yeah, penguins are very cute. We saw very cute penguins.
Snap and bite at your shins every time you feed.
Smell like Satan's locker. Okay. Every time you feed them, damn unlucky.
Them. Like tigers? Tiger poop is one of the worst smelling things you'll ever live through. Like elephants? Give one an enema and I swear next day you'll be at unemployment. Don't work with your favorite animal, you'll have a new favorite by lunch. Being a zookeeper isn't just playing with animals all day, it's incredibly difficult and ridiculously demanding. They work well over 40 hours a week and often have to sleep at zoos just so they can respond to any emergencies. You go through years of training, applications, and hours of interning, all for a starting salary of about less than $30,000.
Less than? For a underappreciated job, man.
So when you take that much for that little, you're a different breed. But they're so dedicated to the animals that it's worth it. But if you personally know a zookeeper, tell them you appreciate them. Lord knows they don't hear it enough. Out of all the animals, the most dangerous and the ones zookeepers hate working with the most are the ones outside the cage. No other animal causes more migraines or higher blood pressure than a hairless primate armed with an iPhone and a sense of entitlement.
Of course, humans. Of course.
Most zookeepers agree if you kept the animals at bay and the people, zoos would be 10 times more fun, and I don't blame them for thinking that. Animal facts you definitely wouldn't know unless you worked at a zoo. Walruses are really talented at baiting. In
How? To get free
fact,
food?
you could say they're master baits.
Oh no.
They do it a lot. You're probably wondering how a walrus does this. Well, there's
Oh.
two options. One, they slap themselves with their flippers, or two, they're flexible enough to self-service themselves.
No. No! It was surprising enough to find out that dolphins use fish to, well, do that. There's another animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They slapped themselves with a flipper. Bruh. I wish that were me.
With their mouth, and if you've seen a walrus, you've probably seen one do this. Bonobos will go out of their way to wait until they have a crowd of people around them and then start spontaneously having in front of the audience.
What the fuck? They're kinky! What the hell? Freaking as kinky as monkeys! What the?
They do it on purpose. I don't know why, but literally the more people around, the more likely they are to ruin the innocence of any child watching. Tigers
They're
can't
so
purr, so to
kinky!
show affection, they'll do the same slow blink that your cat does to tell you he loves you. Tigers share 95% of their DNA with domestic cats, which makes sense
95%? Damn.
because they're basically house cats on steroids. They'll cuddle up to their favorite keepers, play hide and seek with them, and of course give them that famous love blink. Tigers are soft.
Aw.
A lot of animals get lonely
Tigers are soft. There you go. Soft fur on tigers. I told you. Told you it's gonna be soft, not rough.
during the winter because there's less visitors and they're used to seeing people. This usually happens with higher intelligence animals like elephants, primates, and parrots like the African grey. During COVID, one zoo brought painters into the monkey house just so the monkeys would feel less alone. One Japanese
Aw.
zoo asked people to FaceTime the eels just so they wouldn't forget about people.
Oh my god, I heard about this one. Freaking FaceTiming the eels because they started becoming not used to humans again during COVID. Oh, it's so adorable and stupid at the same time, man. Oh, how adorable, man.
Top 3 dumbest things to ever happen at a zoo, and no, number 1 is not what you think it is. In 2009, a woman decided to take a flash pass to Jesus by jumping into the polar bear exhibit.
Wait. 2009. In Berlin. Polar bear exhibit. Knut?
In a Berlin zoo. She proceeded to get mauled by 4 of the biggest carnivores on the planet.
Fuck around
At
and
one
find
point,
out.
zookeepers were able to pull her out of the pool, but of course she fell right back in. She also did this during the polar bear's feeding time. Apparently she lost her teaching job and was so depressed that she decided to factory reset her life one of the worst ways possible. And zookeepers were actually seconds away from shooting the bears just to save her. Luckily, she and the polar bears lived. In 2000,
Oh, they both lived. Happy ending. Jesus Christ. She wanted to... Wait, did I understand that correctly? She wanted to?
feeding time. Apparently she lost her teaching job and was so depressed that
Oh, shit, yeah. That's crazy. This was an attempt, that's like worst way to go. Like, literally, man. Like, why would you want to do it that way? Jesus, woman.
she decided to factory reset her life one of the worst ways possible. And zookeepers were actually seconds away from shooting the bears just to save her. Luckily, she and the polar bears lived. In 2007 in San Francisco, 3 dumbasses who will not be named decided to taunt Tatiana the Siberian tiger just to see what would happen.
my.
What happened was she decided to make the census 3 names lighter. Motivated by malice, Tatiana jumped over a nearly 13-foot wall and violated all 3, murking 1 and severely injuring the other 2. And what's true today was true back then. If you're young and dumb, you will get paid. And after
Fuck around and find out.
getting sued, the zoo had to pay a $900,000 stupid tax to the brothers. Number
Really? The zoo had to pay the stupid brothers that taunted the animal. Oh. Yeah, right. That's ridiculous.
1 isn't actually this. Because in 2012, a mother
No.
lifted her son over a railing to get a better look at the animals. He then dropped the 2-year-old into the African wild dog exhibit.
Oh no.
He survived the fall, but not the dogs.
Oh.
And if you know how African wild dogs hunt prey, you know this was very bad. On top of all that, the mother sued the Pittsburgh Zoo for negligence.
She sued the zoo for negligence? She was holding her kid over the fence! At least if I understood that correctly. She then dropped. Yes.
She should have lost custody.
The child died. There's no custody to be had.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the victim here is a little boy because nobody deserves that, but yeah, the railing's there for a fucking reason. 3 more of the dumbest things to ever happen at a zoo, and number 1 will make you feel some type of way. In 2017, a man decided he didn't want to pay the price of admission to get into a zoo and instead scaled a 10-foot wall to get in. And best believe a price was paid, because my man's ended up in the living room of 3 of the biggest big cats on the planet.
Oh no.
The man was brutally mauled in front of horrified guests, and I like to think the last thing that went through his head, other than, you know, the tiger's teeth, was if it was really worth it. You can't put a price on life, but this man gambled his entire way of being over $19.
$19. Over $19. Bro, this entire video is a fuck around and find out video, man. Like, bro. Let's call it natural selection of stupid people. Apart from that kid didn't deserve that. That mother is fully at fault there. But most of these other ones, definitely natural selection.
Also, one of the tigers died over his stupidity. At number 2, you probably know exactly where this is going. Another dumbass who will not be named was a regular at a Netherlands zoo, and she had a habit of smiling at the gorillas and making eye contact, even though trained zookeepers
I heard this one. I actually heard about this one.
She ignored them and said that she had a special bond with the gorillas since they always smiled back. Basically, she pulled a
Gorillas don't smile. That's a sign of aggression.
Trust me, I know him. He'll listen to me. Remember what we talked about. This isn't you. Yeah, she played pick me with a 400-pound gorilla, and one day Bakito woke up and chose Miralax because he wasn't taking no shit. Bakito escaped, beat the woman like she stole something from him, and then broke into a restaurant. And number 1 in 1987 at Prospect Park Zoo in Brooklyn.
What can go wrong? Yeah. What could go wrong? Never smiled around gorillas or chimps. Yeah, it's seen as a sign of aggression. Yep, and they can't smile. Like, but, bro, women. Like, how do you... From what I remember, that woman was married, by the way. And she wanted that gorilla. Like, women. I just... Women? Like... She forgave the gorilla too. Yes! She did! That is true. She forgave the gorilla too. Like, at least that, I guess. Like, bro, married and had children, yeah. You can smell but don't show teeth. Yeah, I guess it's the teeth that, like, sets them off then, with aggression. First dogs and now gorillas, yeah. Why women want animals? What the fuck? Yeah, that's... I don't know, man. Women and their meowts, am I right?
Brooklyn, a couple boys decided to climb into an exhibit and swim in a moat. Whose exhibit, you ask? Well, originally they planned on swimming in a sea lion pool, but somewhere along the line they decided they just didn't value their lives. They went into the polar bear.
Oh boy.
What happened next was 2 900-pound murder bears proceeded to play tug-of-war with the 11-year-old's body. Police
11-year-olds. Oh. A couple of boys climbed into an exhibit. Why?
What happened next was 2 900-pound murder bears proceeded to play tug-of-war with the 11-year-old's body. Police came and shot the bears, but the boy was already past tense. Did I mention this was all because of a dare? It was a
of course.
Tragic, senseless, avoidable death that never should have happened.
Yeah.
May those polar bears rest in peace. As for the boy, he...
True though. Like, that bear did nothing wrong. That bear acted according to his nature. Like, oh my god.
can rest in pieces.
Oh my god. Bro, what the Christ. Siberian tiger story reminds me of how my German shepherd jumped over 2-meter fence because idiots taunted him from the other side. They ran fast AF. Never fuck with animals, man. Just don't. Polar bears are legit the most dangerous bears. Are they more dangerous than grizzly bears?
Yes.
Yes? Alright. I didn't remember. Top 1? Jesus Christ. Why are people Just wanting to fuck around and find out, man. We are considered prey to polar bears. Guess where I'm never going. They eat exclusively meat and are highly predatory. Yeah. Polar bears will literally hunt you. Yeah, guess where I'm never going. Anywhere near them. The only animal that's a serious prey. Damn. Okay, got it. Yeah. That will be all.